is it? What do you think it is? X that music. Huh? What do y'all think it is? Don't be cheating now, okay? Savannah says 4. Savannah, I think you're on top of things. Yeah, y'all, it's a 4. Um, 5 being the worst, okay? 5 being the worst. It's a 4. Read what it says up at the very top. Okay, this is a site that I monitor myself. James, I'm sure, is the one where he gets his information from here too. But I always monitor this site whenever I want to look at things like this. And it says a severe G4 geomagnetic storm warning is now in effect following a CME impact. Widespread aurora visible. What does that all mean? A G4. That's pretty high up the scale, isn't it? A 4. Okay. What does that mean? Well, here's some of the things that we could experience. Now there's a lot of unknown here. Okay. This is one of the strongest impacts I've ever seen for some time. All right. Now we've had these small little impacts over the last, say, 3 or 4 days, and everybody's cell phones have been acting up. As a matter of fact, my Bluetooth, I couldn't even connect to my car on the way into work today. And I didn't try to really connect with it while coming in, but my Bluetooth wouldn't even connect to my car. So what does that all mean? That means we could see cell service disruption. Okay, that means satellite disruption. That means GPS disruption. What's that gonna do to flights, y'all? What might that do to flights with planes? My God, they rely on GPS. Something fierce like now the navigations on these things do. So we could even see some shutdown of airspace. What if we lose cell service worldwide for a while? What if we lose satellite services for some time? Are you all prepared for that? My wife went to 2 different banks to try to get a withdrawal. Wouldn't work. No, it wasn't because we had money in there. There was plenty of money in that. So I went to another teller machine and I got some cash out of there just to carry a little bit of spare cash. Why? It's very simple, guys. If you don't have satellite and you don't have electronic emissions happening to get gas, as an example, what must you pay with? You got to pay with cash, y'all. If it's going to take a credit card at the gas pump, you got to pay with cash. If you want to get to the food store, okay, and it doesn't take a debit card or a credit card, what do you got to pay with? You got to pay with cash. Y'all, am I going a little too far with this? I don't think so. I don't think so. There's a lot of unknowns with this thing. They do not know the extreme severity, how bad this might be yet. If you read on there real closely on some of this stuff, there's a little bit of unknowns here right now. Okay, there is some unknowns, and you can see right there, G4 severe. This is rated a severe geomagnetic storm. The greatest impact, it appears, is going to happen in about 12 hours. In about 12 hours. So again, we don't know the exact extreme as how bad this impact may be, or it may not mean not anything before it's all said and done. Again, there's a little bit of unknown here. Okay, so it's just something to make you guys aware of. It says right there, the 6th strongest solar flare of the current solar cycle in terms of peak X-ray flux, but possibly the most energetic, was detected around AR 4274, peaking at 10:04 UTC today. The event reached an X5.1 with a wide area of corona dimming already evident with a bright Earth-directed halo. CMA is heading our way. So, y'all, again, I don't know to what extent we're going to have problems. But if you're not prepared, you're going to be unprepared here, okay? And that's all I can say right now. I don't know what's going to happen here, guys. I don't. But I would prepare as if you're going to lose cell service and communications. And what I mean by communications, I'm talking about the internet going down. I'm talking about going to gas pumps. You won't take your credit card. Okay? All that stuff. All that stuff. You could lose all kinds of problems with communications. And I would say be ready for that kind of stuff. Be ready for that kind of stuff. Um, Again, I don't know what degree this is going to have to impact our Mother Earth here. I don't know. I cannot, do not know that. See, there's you can see right here on November 10th we had a strong G3 geomagnetic storm. Well, heck, we already had interruptions today and over the my assistant said, Tim, why is my cell phone acting so crazy for? I told her why, and she says, really? I said, I had no idea this. And that was a G3. Okay? Now they bumped it up to a G4 that just hit, that just coming. So that's what I'm saying, guys. When you get up to the G4, that's severe level. There's only 5 levels. The next level up is G5, and that's, you know what that level is called? Extreme. Okay? It's called extreme. So I'm just putting it out there, y'all. I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no idea. But it's just something we need to be cognizant about, and there could be an impact to our lifestyle a little bit tomorrow before it's all said and done. Again, a lot of unknown here. As much as we think we know things like this coming off the sun, there's a lot to be known here yet with this kind of stuff. They can detect things, but the true impacts yet with Mother Earth is there's a lot of unknown with this kind of stuff, and we're gonna find out soon. Probably over the next 12 to 18 hours, we'll know what the impacts of Earth's going to be and what's going to happen to our satellites. What's going to happen to our satellite systems, and what's going to happen to our cell services. So y'all just a little bit of awareness here, okay? All right. Now weather-wise, if you look at the Storm Prediction Center 8 days out, it's not showing anything except for about days 7 and 8, and there's a lot of uncertainty out there on those days, okay? Now the European model, I'm going to go into that now. The European model was showing a possibility of some severe weather coming in, say Sunday, Monday timeline, starting up here in Texas and moving through Louisiana. Well, if you look at the current European model right now, and I'm going to show you that right now. Now, what I'm going to cover here is a severe weather threat level upcoming. And I'm also going to cover Turkey Day. And everybody's saying, Tim, that's a long ways out, isn't it? And well, it is. But I'm going to show you some insight here, okay? As to what I think is going to happen. Okay, now, here's Thursday. Okay? Now we're getting into Friday. You see, there's no lightning here. I got lightning strikes up here. No lightning. You don't see much lightning at all here on Friday, do we? There's Saturday. Now we're getting a little bit of lightning coming out of the New Mexico area there. A little bit of lightning there on Sunday. Look what's happened here on Sunday though. That Sunday threat, guys, it's not there anymore, is it? A little bit of threat right there. When is that coming into play? It comes into play there about Monday. 7 p.m. Monday right there. A little bit of a threat level, say there in Kansas area and Nebraska. And then it spreads a little bit further southward there on Tuesday. Now here is where it gets a little interesting now. Okay? Now we're getting in there into Wednesday. Now you see what happens here on Wednesday at 7 o'clock in the morning. Now we're getting kind of a line drawn. And there it is on Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. And y'all, let's just stop it right there. This is 7 p.m. Now, that's not tomorrow. This is a week from today. Now, how confident are we a week out? Well, we can't be real confident, right? And James hit it on the nose. I've been showing you guys that cutoff low. We've been talking about that cutoff low. Well, that cutoff low has slowed down some, and James hit it on the right on the nose. That cutoff low that's going to bring this severe threat level. It appears that the European model is slowing it down some, and that's the reason why everything has backed up. Instead of on Sunday, it's now coming into play on Wednesday of next week. Instead of this coming Sunday, it's slowed down, and now it's on Wednesday. This is typically why I say we can't have a lot of confidence in the timing, and that's what's happened here. The timing is off some, and now it's. But look right here what we got on Wednesday, next Wednesday at 7 p.m. You see that severe threat level right there. And if we just analyze the stuff, the K index there is 39. Surface cap in that sector is over 2,000. It's over 2,000 right there. You got dew points. Look at that. In the 70s. Boy, that's a rich environment there with dew points right there in the 70s. Now, where's the 500 millibar winds at? Wow. Look what's happened here now. Look how strong a 500 millibar wind we got now. This has all changed today, guys. Big time. Look how much of a difference this 500 millibar wind is here. We have a very strong 90 knot 500 millibar now. Before, it was much milder. Now it's not. It's very strong. Here's a 700 millibar. Whipping all the way through there like this. Now look where these winds are coming from. They're coming in this direction. You see that? I'm moving the arrow here. The direction at which the winds are coming from. They're coming almost due west. All right. Now, what does that mean? That means if we get a wind coming out of the Gulf, out of the south, we have a perfect negative tilt, which gives us what? It gives us rotation in the atmosphere. And the stronger that wind is coming out of the Gulf, the more likely the rotation is. Here is the surface wind. And we got a really strong, robust surface wind here coming out of the Gulf at 17, 18, 19, 20 miles per hour coming out of the Gulf. Straight into that strong wind shear, guys. We have a perfect negative tilt here. So everything is set up, and I gotta say this, with low confidence at this time, because of the timeline, everything is set up for the possibility of some very strong, severe weather there. How strong is it going to be? I can't answer that yet. There's no way of knowing it. What do we need? My guess, we need short range models. How far out are we? We're 7 days out. No way of knowing that yet. So we have to wait. We literally got to wait. Okay? And I know it says, gosh, Tim, I don't want to wait. Well, we have no choice. We have to wait before we get those short range models into play, before we have any idea as to how bad this might be. But y'all, the parameters are there. Okay? The parameters are all set right there in place. They're all set up for the possibility of a severe weather event. Whether it occurs or not, I don't have any idea. Now, when we get to short range models, I'll have a better idea. But until we get there, if this happens on Wednesday that it's showing right here, what do we need? Well, the update late Monday evening would give us a better idea as to what's going to happen there on Wednesday. Because that does give us a 48-hour update. Okay? And some of you guys are posting about the Rona. There's going to be some amazing, crazy pictures coming out from the Corona. The Rona, the lights. The northern lights, if you want to call them. Y'all, there's some evidence out there coming out that as far as Alabama, Texas, southern parts of California, maybe even Georgia and Mississippi and maybe even the Panhandle of Florida could see some northern lights. How long has it been since anybody's seen northern lights that far south? A long, long, long time. And that goes to show you how strong of a geomagnetic field we're going to get from this thing. And again, there's a lot of unknown. There's a lot of unknown. They said camera with 10-second exposures only. That may be true. That probably is probably true because those lights. I don't know what's going to happen here, guys. And the experts can't tell us other than giving us a pretty severe chance of problems. That's all they're saying. A G4 threat level, which is a very high threat level. Okay? And what does that mean? If you just read what they say, it says disruption of communications. That's one of the things it says. A disruption in communications. Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what that means. All right, getting back to this weather here, though. Y'all, I don't know how bad this is going to be. You can see that severe weather threat level. Put the lightning strikes up there. Yeah, it goes all the way through Texas right there. Goes out in the Gulf, and then moves toward the east. Now, Florida, this is November 21st. Severe weather threat level there. Yeah, it might be a severe weather threat level there on the Friday the 21st. And then let's go back now, back to the central region. The reason I'm doing that is because it starts all over again back here. There we are again. Saturday, November 22nd. Another severe weather threat level. Then do we have another one? Well, here we go again. Maybe just you get the idea right there. When is that? That's the day before Thanksgiving, guys. That's the day before Thanksgiving. Now, I'm going to show you something here now. Because everybody's wondering about what's going to happen on Thanksgiving, Tim. Please tell me. Everybody wants to know, what's my weather going to look like on Thanksgiving? Y'all, I can give you an idea. And that's all I can do, is just give you an idea right now. All right, now, here is what the current the stratosphere looks like from the polar vortex, okay? This is what the current look is. You see that finger down there that's dropped into the United States there? This is what brought all the cold air here in Florida, as cold as we got last night, going to get tonight. There was a culprit right there. So what am I looking for, say, as far as we can go out toward Thanksgiving? I'm looking for another one of these. And if we get another one of those in place, say around Thanksgiving, what is that telling me? That means on the back side of this is going to be some really cold air coming into play. So if I go all the way out with this, okay, how far out does this go? This takes us all the way out to the day before Thanksgiving. So if I run this all the way out, now there's that cutoff low right there. See that cutoff low? This is the cutoff low that James is talking about, that I've been talking about there. There's that cutoff low. See, there's it is on Saturday. It's setting right there. It's not moved this way. There's been a little bit of a delay. Now here it comes now. Here comes that cutoff low. Now there's the problem, child, that's going to bring into play there about Tuesday, Wednesday timeline there. Now we got another finger right there. Look at that. Are we going to have another cold snap there, say on Thursday the 20th on the backside of this? Yeah, probably so. And look how far south look how far south that finger is extended here. Could be a pretty cold snap coming here on the backside of that. But let's go forward here. I want to get you to Thanksgiving. Now, I just showed you what that finger looked like there, right? There it is right there. That's what the current lookout from the stratosphere looks like right there. And that way you understand all the cold air that's on the back side of this. Here is what Thanksgiving looks like, the day before Thanksgiving. Look what we got right here. Look how strong and how big, okay, that finger is sticking down now. It's much wider, isn't it? You see that? It's much wider, a much stronger, deep area of low pressure there. This is on Wednesday. So if I could move forward, which I can't, okay? I can't do. There's Monday. There's Tuesday. And there's Wednesday right there. That's as far out as this modeling goes. It only goes this far out. So you get the idea that on the back side of this right now, And as this finger moves this direction here, when is it going to begin moving that way? On Thanksgiving Day, okay? On the back side of this, as this moves this direction, what is it going to bring? Y'all, it's going to bring some cold air. Now, could this timing be off a day or two? Well, of course. It could be off 3 days, 4 days. I don't know when the timing of this is going to be. But it just gives you the idea, okay? It just gives us the idea that there could be some severe weather associated with this. Absolutely. Could it be some really cold air on the backside of this? Absolutely. Absolutely. So, y'all, I don't know what's going to happen here yet. It's way too early to know with any confidence level at all as to how cold it might get, say, on Thanksgiving. But the chances are, right now, depending on the timing of this, if this speeds up by 1 day, where's that cold air going to be at? Well, it's going to be over in the eastern half of the United States, and from Texas eastward. Could be a very, very cool Thanksgiving. Now I know a lot of people have Thanksgiving meals outside, and that could be disruptive unless you have heated propane tanks out there for everybody. Maybe I don't know I don't know what's going to happen here, guys. I have no idea. It's too far out to have any confidence. My boss wants to know she's planning on having an outside dinner for Thanksgiving Day. I can't tell her that yet. I can't tell her that yet. There's no way. And God knows if I can't tell my boss yet, I sure heck can't tell you guys right now with any confidence level. So I'll be watching. We'll be looking at this, and we'll come back to it. And again, if I put up the temperature here, the surface temperature, and just put up anomaly, are we getting some cold air coming in? Well, you see it right there. I go into the regions here. I go into the central region here. You see the cold air coming in there right here. Look at that frontal boundary. There's a frontal boundary right there. If I go backwards a little bit, look at that frontal boundary. How that frontal boundary is moving in. Again, how cold is it going to get in there? This is at 7 a.m. on Wednesday. I can't go any further than this on the modeling. Doesn't give us any further than that. But get you the idea. Here comes a strong frontal boundary in there. We see that dip in the jet stream from the outer limits of the polar vortex. We see it dipping. Just gives us an idea, guys. That's all I can give you is what might be, and I can't give you anything with any confidence level at all. Nothing. And y'all, that's all I got tonight. So right now, if you look at the severe weather possibilities, it looks like about Wednesday of next week now. Instead of Sunday, that low pressure system has slowed down. And because it's slowed down, that severe weather threat level now appears to be coming into play about Wednesday of next week now instead of Sunday. All right, and that's what we got. The GFS model does show out to the 27th. Well, let's switch over to the GFS model. Didn't he look? I'll be honest with you, James. Didn't he look at the GFS? Let's see what it shows. Huh? Look at that. Look at the cool weather here coming into place. There's Thursday at 7 a.m. Wow, look at the anomaly here over here. Oops, hold on. There's Thursday right there, the 27th. Look at the temperature over here in the east. So below normal, yeah, not crazy bad. Nothing crazy bad. There's your temperature forecast at 1 p.m. on Thursday of Thanksgiving Day. Again, nothing crazy bad. 69 degrees down here in Tampa at 1 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. That's not too bad. Now, how accurate is this GFS model? I would put a bit of accuracy in this thing. Just like I wouldn't put if the European model would be out there this time. I could not give you no accuracy to that either, guys. It's just not there. If I look at the polar vortex, though, let's look at it. Let's see what it shows. Let's see if I want global. Northern Hemisphere. And And what is that giving us here? Well, there's Tuesday. There's Wednesday. And you can see, I mean, you see the finger down here, right there, sticking down. Again, how bad is it going to be? How cold is it going to get? Well, if you follow the GFS model here, it doesn't appear to be really all that crazy bad, does it? Really, quite frankly, code-wise. But how much confidence do I have in that? I don't. If you look at Thursday, the 27th there, it's kind of flattened out there a little bit, hasn't it? You look at there on Thursday. I mean, you get a finger coming down there on Tuesday, but then it kind of flattens out. You see the polar vortex, it kind of flattens out. It doesn't give us a big finger. Like if you look at the European model here, it just doesn't look the same, does it? I mean, we have a much weaker polar vortex there, which is a sign of cold air coming into place. Y'all, it's too far out to have any confidence level. It really is. Probably should not even show this to you, but everybody I've been, from my boss to my friends, the people at work, keep on asking me, Tim, what does Thanksgiving look like? I just don't know, y'all. Right now, if I would prefer to use the European model over the GFS model, quite frankly. And if I look at the European model, it's telling me that the possibility of maybe some severe weather in place and the possibility of some colder air coming in behind it. And that's all I can give you right now, and that's all I know. So we just gotta wait for time. You know, time can be good, time can be bad. In this case, if you're anxious, time I guess is bad for you. But if you're getting old like me, time is good. You know, time is a good thing. So let's let it play out, and we'll find out what's going to happen here. We'll get an idea though. If we get 1 week out, I'll have a better idea, guys. Even 1 week out will give us a better idea as to what the polar vortex is going to look like, and that'll give us an idea of what kind of weather we're going to have in. Could it be snowy say in the northern parts of the country up here? Boy, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something if we get a massive snowstorm moving air into the northeast up here right in time for Thanksgiving? That could be nasty, right? It's just, James said, it's just too far out to know. Next week, we'll have a better idea. By this time next week, we'll have a little bit better idea. It won't be perfect, but we'll have a little bit better idea as to what's going to happen. All right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. If you want my honest opinion about this CME from the sun, I'd get a little bit of cash out just for protection, guys. Just a little bit of cash out. Just in case you need to get gas and you won't take a credit card. Well, you got cash to pay for it. That's the kind of things I'm talking about. If you want to go to the store, well, the store can't take a credit card. What do you got to do? You got to pay for things with cash. You got to go to the drugstore, pick up your medications or whatever. You need to get something. What do you need? If you can't take a credit card, what you got to have? You got to have some cash. So that's the kind of things I'm talking about, guys. And I'm not one that exploits of people carrying cash with them. But this is one time I would have a little extra cash, maybe more than what you normally carry with you sometimes. And that's all I can say right now, y'all. Again, be careful out there, carrying a little bit of extra cash around with you that you normally would do. But again, I think this is a good precautionary measure to have right now in place. When we get something like this coming into place, that CME in place there, just my thoughts, guys. That's all I can tell you. I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea. Could we get disrupted communications tomorrow, like they're saying could happen? What if it's going to be worse than what they think? That's a possibility as well. All right, y'all. Have a great evening. God bless you all. I'll see you guys. Can't do it tomorrow morning, so I have to be tomorrow night. As long as I get online, we'll do it live tomorrow night too. All right. Have a good night, and God bless you all.